All right, I am zipping along in my reread now of House of Chains. I am through subbook one, and I am through the first couple chapters of subbook two. So, subbook one is all about Karsa, and the first time going through, I totally didn't get the connection of Karsa with Toblakai from Deadhouse Gates. And like, I remember reading the date before before to see kind of when things happened in the timeline, like how much further after, and it was actually before Deadhouse Gates. But even then, when we get to Leomin, and I think, oh sweet, we're gonna have like another massive Treblor like meeting with the Toblakai dude, and but they're all like the same kind of race, and I like it totally threw me off. So right now I'm about to go into chapter 7 where that's where I was expecting that to happen. I think that's where Karsa kind of goes into that camp with Leomin, and that's where it finally clicked after talking to Matt um, on Discord. And then I thought, oh man, I'm such an idiot. So anyway, here are my views coming into on the reread. So I really liked Subbook 1. Karsa's never been a top 10 character for me, even though I do find him interesting and I find his journey interesting. I usually like the big meathead dudes that are more muscle than anything else. But, whatever. I do like that intro with uh, Bale, shoot, Bayless, Balaam, and no, Delum and Bayless. Is that right? Anyway, find it really, really cool, and I do like. I did have a higher, sense of maybe watching the dynamic with his dad and his grandpa, which is interesting, and with the grandpa as Karsa goes and starts doing his thing, and you know, you can't even like it's just so much. It's so dark what he's doing. But then he goes and he mentions his grandfather and is like, "Hey, I'm the grandson of this great, person who tormented all of you." And they're like, "Oh yeah, he was great for a while, but that's you're not getting the full story." So really like that whole thing that's going on. Obviously, we got Torvald, which I was so excited about. I laughed again with him for the little bit we had. I do like. Uh, I think in general, I'm liking this book less than the first three on the reread. So I can understand maybe why some people would have it lower in their overall, but I'm still really liking it. I was so excited to finally get to Tavor and everything happening there, back to Fiddler. I'm understanding so much more about the overall stuff with like the claw versus, the claw and the talons for one, maybe who some of the big players are in that. Keeping my eye on certain people. I really like Pearl and Lestara. I'm looking forward to Lestara's kind of backstory stuff to come back. Shadow Throne and Cotillion. Actually, I don't think Shadow Throne's back on the scene, but Cotillion was talking with Callum, and I really like all of that. I'm such a simp for Trull and Onrak. As I kept going into the story, I thought maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on these guys, and like there's so many other things to focus on, but I just love those dudes. I get so much out of them just talking because first, I think the E-Doer specifically are my favorite, like, um, not race, but I mean, I guess, but like, I like the stuff that they have to say about the E-Doer's past and their connections with Mother Dark, and and the clashes they've had with not only some Tistandi, or Tistandi, but also the Talani Mass, and the Leosin will come later. I think in the Bone Hunters we learn more about them. So man, I get so much out of that backstory with them, and I am so excited to get to Midnight Tides now, knowing what's why Trull is here in this nascent realm, and stuff with Onrak and why he's there, which I think we get that answered in this book, right? So anyway, I just love that. I love their perspective, and we've only had one. I think chapter 6 just had some of that, and I really, really like it. Other things, I don't want to go into spoilers for the rest, but other things I think, I love Shadow Throne and Cotillion more and more. I think we get more Iskarl Pust in this book, or does he kind of show up? Does he more show up with what's her face? Not Manala, because that's Callum's wife, isn't it? Anyway, I really like Iskarl Pust, and I hope he's in this, but he sure shines in the Bone Hunters when we get there. Anyway, still loving the series. I have my target that I really want to get through Midnight Tides. I'm kind of going quickly through some of these sub books. Certainly with this one, I'm going through quite quickly. I'm not spending time over analyzing things. I have my eye on getting back to the Edur and the Lether and the Letheri or whatever. The Lethery. Maybe I always say that wrong. But I have my eye on Knight of Knives and some of this other stuff, and Carcanis trilogy, and all of that. So anyway, really, really liking it still. I think more people should read the series. What are your favorite points of view? I put in a poll, and I think a lot of people mostly like the Karsa beginnings, which I totally can see. Like I did find the first sub book to be a breath of fresh air with just like the one POV. But I am much more liking the Tavor side, and Gessler and Stormy and them, and like Bottle and Smiles, and not Bottle and Smiles, but Bottle and dang it, Blend. No, not Blend. I'm such an idiot. Like I just read it, but Bottle and sorry, I'm not. I'm gonna let it just be dead air while I look. Where's the ninth company? Here it is. Smiles, Korik. We saw Squint for a little bit. Here we go. Balm. Oh yeah, Limp, which I love. Ebron. I'm spending more attention watching those guys than I ever did the first time through. And we'll have. I think I'm not seeing. I'm really not even seeing Bottle. Oh yeah, Korik Cuddle. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Oh, I can't wait to get to what's his name? Oh shoot, like I love watching not Gessler, but who's the other guy? The one that worked in the Perrin house, who's like legit, but he kind of he's getting old now. Sorry. This is just the way these videos go sometimes, where I can't think on the fly these names, even though I just read it. Anyway, another G name, right? Gamut. I really like the stuff with them, but when it comes to Leomin and some, who's his buddy? Not, who's the guy that like worships Leomin? What's his name? Korab. Can't wait to get to Korab because he becomes one of my very favorites in the series. So, anyway, looking forward to continuing, and I'll leave that there. Bye bye.